Hands on, but you go, but you but go chase the city ball. Baby, woo, baby, gotta change it up a little bit. Can't copy people. Welcome back to SSPN or the Sports Scream Podcast Network. I'm John with a J, your host, flying solo once again. For now, it's been a while. I apologize for my absence. Dove into the world of other projects, not more important, but just time consuming, energy draining. Haven't forgotten. I got notes, man. I got notes. Notes that have been piling up. And a day goes by, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks, I'm like, I've got to do an SSPN podcast. Bang! We're here. And that's the beauty of this, too. It's not a daily thing. It's a haphazardly happening thing. And it's happening today. And I'll publish this today. Having a little trouble getting found on Spotify by way of Anchor. I put in my request today. So thank you for your patience. If you're trying to find us on Spotify, my apologies. You can find me on YouTube, on the John Pepe Comedy channel. You can find me on, I think, every other major platform out there, listening-wise, the Apple Podcasts, Overcast, Radio Public, Breaker One, Come In Over. There's a list of them. Go to Anchor, homepage, if you're into that thing. Subscribe on YouTube really helps. The John Pepe Comedy channel, please and thank you. Been plateauing at about 152 subscribers for a while now, and I'm looking for a little skyrocket situation, so if you can, if you will, thanks. So, let's start off the sports conversation. As you know, it's not just about sports, it's the solutions, the truths, and just the exposure of the hilarity and insanity that encompasses the world of sports. Here we go. I would say top news since last broadcast would be, I don't know. Maybe it's the 22,000 calories, 1,600 grams of fat that Joey Chestnut consumed to break his previous world record of eating 76 hot dogs. America. And for the rest of the world that tuned in, what the fuck are we doing? Why is this a sporting event? Why are we celebrating this? Look, I said it's about solutions, about insanity, and about truths. Truth is, this isn't good for anyone except Nathan's, and sorry, Joey, you. And I don't even know if it's good for you, brother. I believe you are a prolific professional food eater. I don't know if this falls in the realm of sports, but if people decide it does, maybe, and it's a money thing, folks, okay? Because I don't think Nathan's is going to support a raw okra eating challenge. But stay with me. Stay with me. We're going to hit a ceiling on the hot dog thing. You can only eat so many hot dogs in a allotted amount of time. Sure, he keeps breaking the record. But America's addicted to numbers, and America's addicted to offense. Scoring. Just imagine how many raw pieces of okra that Joey Chestnut can eat. So my challenge to you, not necessarily Nathan's, sorry, you'll probably lose sponsorship dollars here, but who gives a fuck, because you're promoting poison and food that's detrimental to the health of America and the rest of the world. I loved you as a kid, but I didn't know as a kid. Now I know. Joey, eat some okra. Eat hundreds of okra. And I don't know what the time is in the hot dog eating contest. I don't care. I bet you can eat a shit ton of okra. And guess what? For everyone competing in the competition, you might cure the diabetes that you're skyrocketing toward by eating all these nitrate-filled tubular vessels of crap. Stop it! Eat okra. Make a broccoli eating challenge. Hot dogs are actually kind of easy to eat. 76 says it all. Raw broccoli is not as easy to eat. That to me would be challenging. I might even, dare I say, call it a sporting event. Stop it with the hot dogs. Sorry, Nathan's, not sorry. Let's move on. So, the All-Star game happened, and that was for baseball, by the way. So, yeah. Golf claps, poetry snaps to the third player to win back-to-back home run derbies. Congratulations to Pete Alonso of the New York Mets, who hit a record 131 home runs, beat out Trey Mancini of the Baltimore Orioles. Shohei Ohtani of the Angels had a nice performance. Our modern-day Babe Ruth, if you will. Anyone that could pitch and lead the major leagues in home runs and play the outfield. Again, golf claps, poetry snaps. That's good stuff. I have to applaud that. And it's interesting to watch. It's exciting. Seems like a really cool cat, gentleman, nice demeanor, professional, diplomatic. So what I'm seeing so far, digging that guy. Let's see here. Congratulations, Devs. Lots of things have happened since our last podcast, clearly. But, again, this is for the people like me that haven't had time to watch sports. You're going to catch up real quick within this next 45 minutes to an hour, however long it takes us. It's not daily analysis. It's not daily scores and breakdowns and breaking news. It's to arm you for that next business conversation. You're sitting across the table from someone in Vegas that has a Tampa Bay Lightning hat on. You can say, congratulations on your back-to-back Stanley Cup championship titles. Tampa Bay is on fire! I'll get into that later. Because I just came back from Tampa Bay for my first Dome experience, where the Rays crushed the Yankees 14-0. Forget it. I won't get it out back into it later. I'll get into it right now. I felt like I was at a Jets game. We're in the 8th inning, talking to the people in front of me, and I'm like, hey, we still got time. It's the 8th inning. All we need are 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and we can win this thing. Holy crap! Pummeled. But, hey, we stayed the whole game. Father, my brother. It's the first time we ever went to a professional game together, the 3 of us. It was a beautiful event, bonding, one of the greatest days of my life. None of us had ever been in a dome. We thought it was insane to be watching a game in the air conditioning. I will say that it was hilarious. It felt like a home game. There were sprinkles. And I'm talking distant, very microscopic sprinkles of Tampa Bay jerseys splattered, smattered here and there. It was a sea of Yankees jerseys, folks. It felt like a home game. The noise for the cheering and this and it felt like a home game. Disappointing that a team that just won the Super Bowl and back-to-back Stanley Cup championships a really, really poor showing for their baseball team. The folks that were there, kind of seemed pretty lackadaisical, humdrum presence, like, we're here. Doesn't really matter. It's not hockey, it's not football. I don't know, it's a little disappointing. I've been in other stadiums, Turner Field, Atlanta, where the crowd's just not into it. Unless a home run gets hit and then everyone goes nuts for 30 seconds and then it's over. But the Yankees, despite getting crushed, the fans were loud. I heard Yankees, little children, fans of the game, cheering, "Let's go Yankees." It was inspiring. I will say I haven't been to a professional baseball game in a long, long time. It was very, very nice to see both teams throwing balls just so frequently into the stands. Warm-up balls, foul balls, just ball. There were balls everywhere, folks. And it was also nice to see when adults caught the ball, mostly if there wasn't a child right next to them that was their own, they looked around for a child to present the ball to them. That was just, it was such a touching thing to see. And it happened very frequently, and it was just coming together of people. I love that, and building relationships and community, and that's not doing the right thing, because you catch the ball, it's your ball. It's doing a thing, and it was a wonderful thing. And we didn't get a ball. We came close once. That was terrifying. Woo! That ball comes down with some velocity. It wasn't even a line drive. It was a pop foul ball. And but we were ready. We were going to take one for the team and then distribute the ball to a wide-eyed youngster within our vicinity. But didn't happen. Maybe next game. So moving on. Yes, congrats to Tampa Bay for their stomping of the New York Yankees, back-to-back Stanley Cup championships, and what's probably going to be back-to-back Super Bowl championships. You heard it here. Probably not first, but I would not bet against Tom Brady and that powerhouse of a team. All right. Now we get into a little bit of ridiculousness for a moment. Woo! Despite her 30-day suspension, Sha'Carri Richardson was not able to participate in the women's relay. And, oh, yeah, the Olympics started, by the way, if anyone cares. I don't know. I don't have Olympic fever this year. It's kind of weird, which is really heartbreaking because my partner's from Japan, and I can't wait to go to Japan. That trip's been put on hold for a multitude of different reasons. And from what I understand, for the little bit I've seen on the box over there, the rectangle of doom of programming and poisoning, is that there's no fans? Or how do you do an Olympic with nobody in the... I mean, I know the football, the NFL did it, and NBA did it, and I don't know about the Olympics without fans, man. Like, you got to do what you got to do for your TV and your money and all that revenue that Japan's losing. Heart goes out to all those business owners and people that were relying upon this and built things around the forthcoming once-in-a-lifetime event. For some folks, some countries, in their lifetimes. So, I don't know. I haven't really delved into that world too much to formulate much opinion or statement on the matters. But, come on, folks. The reasons why she had cannabis in her system does not matter. She was grieving, whatever the case may be. I don't care. She was happy, she was sad. She's an athlete. It's not a performance-enhancing drug. Debatable. But, there was a Major League pitcher one time that threw a whole game, and I think it was a no-hitter or a complete game or something on acid. Who was that? Does anyone remember? Put in the comments below. I want to say Raleigh Fingers, but it might have been somebody else. I don't know. Come on, folks. Okay, she broke the rules. For now, fine. But then she can't participate after her suspension in the relay because of why? You explain to me. If you know the reason, put it in the comments. I don't know the reason. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. But anyway. No. Stop. Every Olympians, they're allowed to drink. And no one's monitoring it if they drink and drive. But dare light a spliff? Toke on a J, burn a bull. Oh, you're going to Olympic and freaking athlete jail. Give me a break. Moving on. Italy beats England to hoist the Euro 2020 trophy. Congratulations to Italy. It's where my ancestors are from. They won in penalty kicks. Did not get to catch the game. If you did and you thought it was exciting or have any information about it, opinions or otherwise, please throw it in the comments. Would love to know how you feel about that final. Because every game that I watched up until that match that I missed was very exciting, very entertaining. I enjoyed that series thoroughly. I have here the NBA Suns versus the Bucks Game 4. Well, you see how long ago it's been. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis and the gang, for getting it done. Had doubts. I mean, I was torn. I just wanted to see a good series. I had no investment anywhere there. And it was indeed, 4 games in a row? Golf claps and poetry snaps, folks. That was entertainment. That man put his team on his shoulders and elevated. Did something to his knee. I forgot the exact name of the injury. Hyperextended or something, I believe, his knee. Sat out a game, came back, and was like, no knee problem. I don't know how these injuries are disappearing in the NBA, but there's a magician somewhere going, come into my room. The drapes close, cast his or her spell, their spell, whatever. And these athletes walk out and they're like, no torn MCL, no hyperextended knee, I'm ready to play. It's probably one of those secret clubs that you have to know the handshake, the knock, whatever, but it's happening. At least someone knows how to heal people in these injuries. And I hope it's not by way of detrimental health practices, but I digress. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for hoisting the coveted trophy of the NBA title. It's been a long time. I believe it was 50 years. If I'm right, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. I think it was 50 years. Woo! Man. All right, so that's all for this side of the notepad. Then I have the NBA loses second Olympic straight exhibition game to Australia. First one was to Nigeria. But that was the exhibitions. Everyone was panicking. Oh, God, the USA and the dream team is dead. And we used to be, now all these other teams have NBA players. And come on, it's still a stacked team, man. Well, that's just it. There's the word, folks. Key word is team. And when you get a bunch of uber superstars on one team that don't normally play together, it's difficult, man. You gotta get chemistry. These other national teams have been playing together. At least most of the squad has, and they plug in 1 or 2 all-stars. It's easier to mix the beakers and tweak the knobs and make that work on paper and on the court. But the USA team, they just need to listen to each other, see each other, plug in and play, man. If they lose, they lose. But, I wouldn't bet against Team USA basketball with their backs against the wall in an elimination game or otherwise. I really feel like they will rise to the challenge. But we'll see what happens. At the very least, it's become interesting now that they're losing. Because who wants to see a high school baseball team beat up on a t-ball team? It doesn't make for good entertainment, or competition. I mean, come on. Who, in super exciting news that absolutely no one should give a shit about, but apparently they do, the Madden 2022 rankings have been released. And it's all abuzz, all ablaze on all the sporting networks. Oh my gosh, why did so-and-so get a 90 blah? And can you believe they gave a 90 blah to blase blah? Who cares? It's a video game. That's who should care. Video gamers. But why is it plastered all over the screens of the silly box, of the rectangle of ridiculousness? Why is this top news? Why is this our focus of programming, entertainment, or other? Okay, video gamers know. Most video gamers probably aren't. Well, I don't want to say that. No, especially the Madden crew. They probably enjoy a good sports broadcast on the major networks. Whatever. But this is what we take this platform, this powerful tool of connecting and educating and entertaining, to like, not just like, hey, the Madden ratings came up for those of you fans out there, but day after day after day, it's a thing. Why? Money, 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 money. Because the EA Sports folks are pumping dimes and quarters into the network machine. Can I get a hell yeah from the sports congregation? Like, holy shit crackers, Batman. It's everywhere, and it's like, this is, I don't care. Who's it up to give Aaron Rodgers a 97 and Patrick Mahomes and a 98 and I don't know their scores. I'm just throwing out numbers and okay, for the game, but come on. All right, the rankings are out. Get them while they're hot. Woo! The Aaron Rodgers saga continues according to my notes, but now it's over. Or is it? Or has it just begun? We'll see this season. But he showed up to camp, folks. For those of you not in the know, he's playing this season. They just today saw that I guess they finalized the concessions that they made for him this year into next year. I don't know the specifics, but he's a Green Bay Packer this year, at least for now. Folks, now what was once a major network, call it ABC, CBS, ESPN, I think that's what it's called. It's no longer the Aaron Rodgers Network. I believe they're going to revert their names back to their original labels of SPC, ETR, whatever they're called, blah, 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 blah. You know the ones, the popular ones. Not SSPN, us here at our network that's just launched and waiting for our first, second, and third viewer. All right, so saga's over. We can now breathe easily. That Aaron's happy. The Packers got their man for now. I did say weeks and weeks and weeks ago about the organization, like, dude, just ask him what he needs. Do what the Buccaneers did. Talk to last year's reigning MVP and say, what do you need? Make him part of the conversation. He wasn't asking for much. He just wants to be like Tom Brady. I think after all, 17 years in the league? He's probably earned that opportunity to at least sit at the dining room table with the adults and not be ushered off into the kids' table. And I think they decided, okay, Aaron, you can come sit with the big boys. And now he's happy. Kinda. Maybe. We'll see. All right, moving on. The NFL, this is exciting, folks. Oh, it's exciting. And I need to send an email, or someone can send an email on my behalf, please, to let them know I'm interested in helping. Maybe even saving them millions and millions of dollars and time and energy and resources wasted. But they've launched an investigation into the astronomical spike in hamstring injuries in the NFL. Stop the presses, folks. Pump the brakes, NFL. John with the J's got your solution. It's inflammation. I've talked about this before on the show, folks. It's inflammation. I am Inflammation Man, and I'm here to tell you I am the one that's wreaking havoc on all your athletes. Feed them differently. Allow them different recreational releases versus alcohol, stretching, yoga, whatever, health and wellness practices. You don't need research. It's not because the game's faster, stronger, the turf's harder, and the cleats. It's not in the uniforms, in the gear. It's in what's being put into the mouths of your players. They could be the most ripped beings and beasts on the planet, the sexiest father suckers that have ever walked this globe. But what they can't see and what you can't see is how their body is burning from the inside out. Especially if they start getting injected with pain-killing stuff that fucks their livers up, wreaks devastation on their kidneys and other vital organs, and just burns inside of them. We got to stop the insanity, folks, not just for the world of sports and professional athletes, but for the world in general. Inflammation is running rampant. We are having a major global health and wellness crisis. And the biggest culprits, hand in hand, are trauma and inflammation, folks. Do some soul searching. Do some deep archaeological digging and unearth the fact that these two truths are these two truths that we've denied, disowned, suppressed, whatever. They're there. And it's time that we face them. We embrace them. We deal with them. We get intimate with them. We love them. We learn about them. And then we integrate a better, more healthy, sustainable way of living. And that's all I got to say about that. From my core of cores to you and yours. Simone Biles. I think that's how you say her name. Another one of these recent athletes that have said no. And golf claps and poetry freaking snaps to you for standing up and saying no. I cannot, I will not right now. The most important thing is my mental health and wellness. And I cannot do it at any cost for any reason. That's beautiful. That deserves to be a poster. That deserves to be a national, international hero elevated to a whole nother status. This is what we need to promote. This is what we need to reward and celebrate. This is courageous. This is brilliant. This is heart-touching. This is a miracle in the sports world. It's sad that I have to say that, but I'm so glad that she made the decision that she made with the little bit of information I know about it. Look it up, folks. If you have more stuff you want to share, comments always help. Work the algorithm and wake it up and get our community engaged and help bounce this thing off this very quiet trampoline right now. Let's make some noise together. It's called the Sports Scream Podcast Network. All right. The last thing I have on this note thing is, wow. Westbrook to the LA Lakers. What the fuck? Don't know how it happened. Don't care. Yes, I'm a Jets fan. Yes, I am a New York Yankees fan. How did I become a Lakers fan? Because when I was a kid in the 70s, I mean, that was the most exciting team. And, you know, with the Celtics and the Pistons and all those rivalries and characters and everything, I just loved the fast break offense. I just loved the run and gun. And I fell in love with the Lakers, the purple and the gold. And, I mean, became a Lakers fan. So, for me, this is super exciting. I think it's good, for the league, too, because, you have the Nets with their triangle of greatness. Now you have the West Coast version of the triangle of power. And, there's a little balance in the force now. Right? Yeah. It's good. It's good. And look, Giannis didn't do it all by himself. Middleton's a beast. Drew Holiday's starting to swell up and feel himself, and that could be another power of three combo right there. Easily. They got a great team. Great nucleus. Yeah. It's good. Good. Phoenix, if they stay together, and Ayton can find another level, and Booker keeps doing what he's doing, and CP finds another year or two in himself, there's another 3. And there's a few more around the league, but Westbrook to LA? Woo! My word! That is going to be some exciting basketball. They lost some players, Kuzma, but Kuzma's Kuzma. Montrell. Was it Pope as well, I think, in the trade? I think so. If I'm right, let me know. If I'm wrong, let me know. These were all guys coming off the bench. They still have some more ballers there, and probably will put themselves in a position to get a shooter. Maybe, hopefully. If not, it's just going to be some powerhouse run and gun basketball. And maybe that's the way they win, if they can stay healthy. Moving on. Congratulations to the number 1 overall pick of last night's NBA draft, Cade Cunningham, to the Detroit Pistons. Well, Detroit, I'm hoping for your sake that he's the next Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Larry Bird. Fill in the blank with one of the superheroes of the NBA, past or present, because you're going to need it. Detroit, I feel your pain. As a Jets fan that hasn't won anything since 1974, that's when I was born. Super Bowl happened before I was born. Detroit, I feel you. I'm hoping that this is your new Wizard of the Court. Not Washington style, but Sorcerer of the Basketball. Answer to all your years of agony. You deserve it. Hope it happens for you. I don't know the player. I've never watched him. But we never know. The number 1 pick can do great things or just do okay things. We'll see what happens. If you know more about Mr. Cunningham, please, comments. Let me know. Give me some clips, some links, so I can know. I don't know. But, again, the other networks know. We don't have to know. We're just filling in blanks and coming up with interesting things to talk about. I've been streaming one of the shows. I don't know which one's on right now in the background on the rectangle over there. I've got another wow. Yankees get Rizzo and Gallo. Woo! Rizzo from the Cubs and Joey Gallo from the Rangers. Is that right? Rangers? I think so. Yeah. Woo! All right, bats in the lineup. Last night, they were kind of sleepy. And I don't just mean the bats. The players were sleepy. Our third baseman had his glove off half the time, tucked under his arm, in between pitches, while the batter was in the batter's box. This is a coaching problem, folks. That's no energy. That's no sense of connection or urgency or any. Put your glove on your hand! What the hell is your glove doing under your arm when there's a batter, unless you have a rash of some kind on your hand or a debilitating injury, which I don't think, I won't assume, but I don't think, and I would bet heavily against the fact that he did have some type of injury keeping him from putting his glove on his hand. Put your glove on your hand and get ready. Because there was a makeable play that we watched sitting on the third baseline that you didn't make. And maybe if you're a little more engaged and a little more excited to be a Yankee, it's an honor, a privilege, it's a gift to play on any team in the major leagues. But you're a Yankee, man. Yankee up. Come on. And boom, you got to do a better job with your players. I don't care if you're down 20-0. I'm going to pull my starters. For what? You gave up. Look, man, That stadium was filled with Yankees fans. We didn't come to see, no offense, bench players, but bench players. We came to see the Stars. We came to see a victory. You gave up in the 7th inning. We can't win. They scored. It's 14-0 now. That's just 2 touchdowns, man. They scored 10 runs in 1 inning against us. 10 runs in 1 inning against us. But you gave up and said, we'll live to play another day. What? This isn't Little League, man. You keep your starters in. Unless one's injured already and you want to give them rest. But of the starters, of the superstars, I think Aaron Judge was the only one to get a hit. There was like 4 hits the whole game. Okay. Baseball is a game of slumps. Baseball is a game of streaks. Baseball is a game of momentum and confidence and finding and being in that zone and that groove. You need your stars for when you get on the plane tomorrow to go to Miami or tonight or whenever it was to maybe end on a high note versus being pulled from the game for their backup players because they just weren't alive or awake. That's on you. That's what you get paid for as a coach. You don't get paid to just make a lineup and go, I did my job. Come on, man. You're under scrutiny because you're the coach of the New York Yankees. Lots of banners hanging in that stadium, man. Dude, you have to elevate your mentality, your engagement, your discipline, your everything as a coach. Otherwise, you're going to be shopping for a new job, man. Look, no offense to you, your supporters, your family, or anybody, but you have to do better, man. We had a great time as brothers, as dad and son, 3 of us sitting together in a ballpark for the first time ever. But our team that we grew up with looked uninspired, unenergetic, unengaged, and just, they looked lazy, man. That's on you, coach. Come on. All right. The Dodgers get Max Scherzer. Is that how you say it? I think so. Yeah, Scherzer. Why am I stumbling over Max's name? Yeah. And Trey Turner. For some World Series insurance, I guess. Woo! Some big names. Max Scherzer, Trey Turner, to the Dodgers. My goodness. And I'd have Rogers signs reworked deal as the final thing there. But, all right, the Dodgers are trying to put the cherry on top. The Yankees are grasping for air, treading in a sea of uncertainty and just uninspiring circumstances and misguided enthusiasm or lack thereof. I don't know, folks. I think that's all I got note-wise. I believe that is. Yes, I can close that chapter in that book. Take a sip of some Power of 3 tea. Today I have some Japanese matcha, some cacao powder, and some MSM crystals, aka sulfur, for anti-inflammation purposes, procedures, and practices. And you know what? On that delicious note, from my heart to yours, I'm John with a J. Thank you for joining me on another episode of SSPN, or the Sports Scream Podcast Network, brought to you by absolutely no one for now, and supported by all of you out there. If you're out there, let me know. When someone hosts a podcast like this, it's pretty lonely on this island, especially when you don't have a co-host. So liking, sharing, commenting, all that stuff, just to let us know that you care, you're there, and you're ready to weather the storm as we build this thing. It always hits the heart. So get out there, get under the sun, get under a tree, and get under the one you love. You know what I mean. I do that on all my podcasts and all my comedy episodes when it's apropos. Does it pertain to sports? Who cares? Who knows? This isn't just about sports. This is about the world. This is about us. This is about community. This is about loving each other, respecting each other, learning, growing, breathing new life into new concepts and new ways of thinking and connecting and healing from my heart to yours again and again and again and again and again. Love you for being there. Thank you for coming out. We'll see you next time. I'm John with the J.